皆様、本日はお集まりいただきまして誠にありがとうございます。ただいまよりシティネット SDGs 分科会セミナーを開会いたします。はじめに横浜市立みなとみらい本町小学校から校歌色とりどりの未来の発表がございます。横浜市みなとみらい本町小学校は持続可能な社会の担い手を育むことを目的としていて、全校生徒が年間を通して SDGs に関連した学びに取り組んでいます。シティネット横浜プロジェクトオフィスは昨年度からみなとみらい本町小学校とモンゴルの学校との SDGs に関するオンライン交流会を支援しています。今、壇上に並んでいるのはみなとみらい本町小学校の1期生である6年生です。Okay, sorry, I'm now to switch to English. So for those who only listen to Japanese, please use your receiver to your translation. Channel 1 is Japanese and Channel 2 is English. Okay, once again, hello everyone. Thank you for attending this CITYNET SDGs cluster seminar. Firstly, Yokohama Minato-Mirai Honcho Elementary School students here will present their school song called Colorful Future. Yokohama Minato-Mirai Honcho Elementary School aims to foster leaders in a sustainable society and all students engage in learning related to the SDGs throughout their year. Since last year, CITYNET Yokohama Project Office has been supporting an online exchange meeting regarding to SDGs between Minato-Mirai Honcho Elementary School and Mongolian School. The students currently line up on the stage are 6th graders, the first generation at Minato-Mirai Honcho Elementary School. Last year, they started creating a school song with an SDGs theme based on a student's suggestion that they wanted to spread the word about SDGs activities to more people. The lyrics, which were created in collaboration with all students at a school, have their thoughts and meanings regarding to SDGs. Today, they participated in this session because they want to share this colorful future with all participants. A video created by the children will be projected in the backstage of the stage. So please pay close attention to it along with the lyrics. Before the school song presentation, I'd like the student representatives to introduce the song. それでは代表の皆さんお願いします。
みなとみらい本町小学校の6年1組です。
今、私たちはモンゴルとの交流を通してモンゴルの現状を教えてもらったり、
日本の現状を教えたりしています。これからもモンゴルとの交流を深めていきたいと思い、世界のことも自分たちのこととして考えていきたいと思っています。
さらに私たちは世界のみんなを笑顔にしたいという思いで5年生の時から SDGs をテーマとした曲を作ってきました。
この曲には世界が良くなってほしい、明るくなってほしい、この地球の環境が良くなってほしいという思いで作りました。
それでは色とりどりの未来を聴いてください。
心の教科書手がかりに
Let's make colorful future.
気をつけ。
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Minato Mirai Honcho Elementary School students. Please exit through the door on the right-hand side. I'd like to ask the audience to please give a round of applause again. Thank you so much. Next, Mr. Shiro, Deputy Mayor of Yokohama City, will make an opening remark.
シティネット会員都市団体の皆様、横浜にようこそおいでいただきました。ありがとうございます。また、市内企業の皆様、関係機関の皆様、ご臨席の皆様、本日はご多忙のところ、シティネット SDGs 分科会セミナーにご参加をいただきまして、誠にありがとうございます。横浜市を代表し、皆様を心より歓迎いたします。国連機関の皆様、とりわけアジア太平洋経済社会委員会 SCAP の皆様と共にシティネットを設立して以来、横浜市はこのネットワークを通じて、アジア太平洋地域の都市課題の解決に資する国際協力に力を注いでまいりました。2015年からは、防災分科会の議長都市として、そして今年からは SDGs 分科会の議長都市として、大都市横浜の都市づくりの中で積み重ねた知見を会員都市の皆様と共有すべく、さまざまな取り組みを実施してまいりました。本日は、本市とともに SDGs 分科会の共同議長を務めるクアラルンプール市をはじめ、関係者の皆様とともに SDGs 分科会セミナーをここ横浜で開催できることを大変嬉しく思っております。横浜市は2050年までの脱炭素化、ゼロカーボン横浜を旗印とし、日本政府から選定された SDGs 未来都市として、SDGs の達成に向けて、市民、事業者の皆様と連携してチャレンジを続けています。その一つが、先月、名誉ある第2回シティネット SCAP SDGs 都市アワードを受賞した横浜市の認証制度 YSDGs です。YSDGs は SDGs 達成に向けて積極的に取り組む市内外の企業、団体等を認証する制度であり、認証取得者の取り組みを力強く後押ししています。また、横浜市は2年前のアジアスマートシティ会議で、SDGs の取り組みに関する国際的な報告書である VLR 自発的自治体レビューを発表していますが、現在、ベトナム・ダナン市の VLR の策定にも協力をさせていただいております。さらに、シティネット SDGs 分科会活動の一環として、SDGs をテーマとした横浜市と海外都市との小学生による交流を促進し、次世代の育成にも取り組んでいます。冒頭、みなとみらい本町小学校の子どもたちに発表していただきました校歌には、SDGs 達成に向けた思いが込められておりました。次世代を担う子どもたちとともに、より良い未来に向けた行動を起こしてまいりたいと思っております。脱炭素化や SDGs 達成に向けては、国や地域を超えた連携、協力が欠かせません。 このシティネット SDGs クラスターセミナーでは、皆様が都市課題の解決に向けて、お互いに顔と顔が見える関係を築きながら、SDGs や VLR に関する会員都市や企業の取り組みを共有し、実りある活発な議論が展開されることを期待しております。横浜市は今後も会員都市の皆様、国際機関、学術機関、企業の皆様と手を携え、地球規模の課題に立ち向かってまいります。ご一緒に希望ある未来を切り開いていきましょう。Thank you for your kind attention. どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you so much, Mr. Shiro. Now, I'd like to briefly introduce today's meeting concept and timetable. This session is held as a part of activity by CITYNET, an international non-profit organization established in 1987. CITYNET has 3 classes of climate change, disaster, and SDGs. This session is from SDGs. The aim of this session is to create opportunities to CITYNET member cities to supporting SDGs and decarbonization initiatives through showcasing efforts of SDGs and VLR, voluntarily conducting local review implemented by several international local governments and private companies. Next, I'd like to explain the timetable. As you can see from the front screen, Ms. Sanjibani, Economic Affairs Officer, Sustainable Urban Development Section, Environment and Development Division in the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, ESCAP, will make a keynote speech. After that, as introduction of SDGs and decarbonization initiatives by CITYNET member cities, Yokohama City, Kuala Lumpur, and Da Nang City will make presentations. Also, as introduction of SDGs and decarbonization initiatives by YSDGs companies, Ishizoen Landscape CO Ltd and JFE Engineering Corporation will make presentations. YSDGs is a SDGs certification implemented by Yokohama City, which got CITYNET SDGs Award. This certification is applied to companies evaluated with a certain level. 2 companies here obtained the highest level certification. We can hear more about these initiatives from the presentation of Yokohama City. After their presentations, we will take a group photo with presenters and CITYNET members, then move to the discussion session for about 20 minutes. At the discussion session, Ms. Kataoka from the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies, IGES, will be the moderator, and we will discuss SDGs and VLR initiatives with CITYNET members. We will also have a Q&A session from floor participants at the end. We'd appreciate it if you could give us a comments or any questions. And finally, we'd greatly appreciate your participation in our questionnaire survey on today's session. From the 2-dimensional code projected on the screen and shown in your handout. Please give us your feedback. Now I move to Ms. Sanjibani Sins from ESCAP will make a keynote speech. She is the Economic Affairs Officer of Sustainable Urban Development Section, Environment and Development Division in ESCAP. The Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Her role is supporting international cooperation, intergovernmental meetings, managing projects, providing technical assistance, and fundraising at ESCAP. She's also leading efforts in localizing SDGs, urban and territorial planning, and digital innovation for climate action and sustainable development. So, Ms. Sanjibani, please.
So will my slides come on? Okay. Okay, there we go. Honorable Deputy Mayor, Mr. Hirotoshi Shiro, senior officials, ladies and gentlemen, It is my honor to be here today and participate in this important event. And I represent the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. ESCAP is one of the most inclusive intergovernmental platforms in the region and promotes cooperation among its 53 member states and 9 associate member states to identify solutions for sustainable urban development challenges and also to support the implementation of the Sustainable Development Agenda for 2030. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge the city of Yokohama. I think your goal of achieving inclusiveness through your concept of hamako, as well as your approach to surviving disasters and building back not just better, but in a more resilient and sustainable manner, is very inspirational and was really a shining example for this region, including your SDG leadership. So my presentation today, or keynote today, will really focus on the crucial role that SDG localization plays in achieving sustainable development. And I also want to sort of touch on the multi-crisis context and highlight the importance of undertaking voluntary local reviews to navigate this complex environment and achieve sustainable development. So if we look at the multi-crisis context, we see that environmental sustainability and development are inseparable components of our regional and our global journey. As we stand today, the region is facing multiple interlinked crises that are really testing the limits of our current development paradigms. And this includes climate change, increasing disasters, rising cost of living, food insecurity, and the energy crisis, all which intersect with the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the looming biodiversity collapse. And really in this multi-crisis context, undertaking VLRs become even more significant to ensure that governments are effectively addressing the various challenges and crises that they face in a more integrated manner. And VLRs really provide a valuable opportunity to improve local governance, resilience, and response mechanisms. So if we look at SDG, at a snapshot of SDG progress for the region. Across the region, overall progress on achieving the SDGs has slowed down and has been impacted by this compacting crisis. Currently, based on ESCAP data, it demonstrates that the region is not on track to achieve the SDGs by 2030. Specifically, Goal 13 on climate action is regressing. And also, if we look at Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, under Target 11.5, which is human and economic losses due to disasters, we see that this target is also regressing. And with less than 7 years to go until 2013, there's really an increased need for local action, and this has never been more significant or necessary. So moving on to, what is SDG localization, right? So essentially, SDG localization refers to the process of considering subnational contexts in the achievement of the 2030 agenda. So this includes really setting goals and targets to determine the means of implementation, and then using indicators and data to measure and monitor progress against the SDGs. Essentially, the primary purpose of localization is to tailor global SDGs to local realities and to take into consideration local capacities and levels of development. And this approach really ensures that SDGs are implemented in a manner that is relevant to local context, to their communities, as well as the unique challenges that are seen at a local level. And I think the other key thing to highlight is that SDG localization is really targeted to be inclusive and engage multiple stakeholders, including national and subnational governments, civil society, private sector, and other community stakeholders. So then also sort of to expand on why is localizing the SDGs important, I think firstly it's important to highlight that addressing localized poverty and disparities requires tailored development solutions or interventions. And through SDG localization, this really allows for the design of strategies that specifically cater for the unique challenges and opportunities that are found at a local level. Secondly, and I think this is an important principle of the entire SDGs, and it's really around ensuring that no one is left behind. And this really calls for shifts from traditional development methods and really requires us to shift to more inclusive and integrated and people-centered strategies. And thirdly, achieving the SDGs requires the full engagement of the whole of society, which really re-emphasizes the importance of local action and undertaking local voluntary reviews. So looking at the SDG targets, we know that the Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals, have 169 targets and 232 indicators. And I think that when we look at this, the importance and significance of local contexts in achieving the SDGs cannot be overlooked. And it is estimated that 65% of SDG targets need to be met in local contexts, which really reinforces again the importance of local action and the undertaking of voluntary local reviews. So what exactly is a voluntary local review? So essentially it's a voluntary process, and it's a useful tool for local government to measure their progress towards the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And it also provides a valuable opportunity for accountability, for reflection and accountability, and inclusive evidence-based decision-making, and also the development and enhancement of policy and planning tools and planning that really leaves no one behind. And through this process, it really serves as a mechanism for local government to engage with their communities and to better understand the needs of communities and then incorporate them into local planning and policy making. It also encourages self-reflection by assessing the current state of development and offering guidance for improved alignment with the Sustainable Development Goals. And essentially, the other key thing is that this process is a data-driven process, and really then if data is able to be collected and analyzed appropriately, it enables action planning for a more sustainable future and really contributes towards the local perspective, being captured in both a regional and global dialogue for sustainable development. So there's several benefits to undertaking a VLR, and I think I've emphasized the importance that it provides in terms of the customization or tailoring strategies to distinct local contexts and promoting community ownership and engagement. But I think importantly as well, VLRs play a key role in identifying fiscal gaps and resource needs, and really promote or provide a strong basis for advocating for increased funding and targeted support from higher levels of government, which really enhance the localization of SDGs. And then, other benefits include, I think, like I mentioned, data collection is central to the VLRs, and this really enables and enhances this process really enables and enhances local data collection and monitoring, and supports more evidence-based advocacy and the alignment of policy and resources with the SDGs. So in terms of who and how, so who is involved, so as I mentioned, the the VLR is an inclusive process and includes local government, local administration, civil society, however, so they are all engaged, but most importantly, subnational and local government must champion the process and work in close collaboration with these other key stakeholders. So a question we get asked is, when is the ideal time to undertake a voluntary local review? So the answer to that is that there isn't an ideal time to undertake a VLR. It can be undertaken at any time, but there are strategic moments that are more appropriate than others. For example, during the formulation of local development plans or strategies, undertaking a VLR can, be a good way to collect data, show that linkage to the SDGs, and use that to inform the development of local development plans. We've seen that in several municipalities. One example we've seen is in Naga City, where they used the voluntary local review as the basis to inform their comprehensive city plan. So that alignment is important. Another important time is also during the commencement of budgetary cycles, to ensure that, the gaps identified through the VLR can be fed into the budgeting cycle, and that we're building in financial sustainability. And then the other time is if there are significant shifts or changes to the needs in the local context. And I think probably the COVID pandemic was an ideal example of that, in terms of where, suddenly municipalities were faced with several challenges that they had not experienced before. In terms of preconditions for a successful voluntary local review, so these are the three essential things. It's really important that there is political buy-in from the highest levels, and that there is, as far as possible, institutional mechanisms within the municipality to support the undertaking of a VLR. And then obviously access to reliable data is really crucial. And determines the success of a voluntary local review, and then being able to partner with, research institutions and academic institutions and statistical bodies within government is important, and being able to collect disaggregated data is also important. And then the other thing is the institutional support to support the engagement of the community and other stakeholders. I think, the design of the VLR has to include community or stakeholder engagement from the beginning. It can't be an afterthought or just a part of the process. It has to be built into the entire process. In terms of guidance and support from SCAP, I'll touch on this briefly because I think we go into a deeper discussion later. But essentially, SCAP has developed the Asia-Pacific regional guidelines for the VLRs. This is available as normative guidance to local authorities and municipalities to undertake a voluntary local review. Then we do provide technical cooperation capacity building. We've provided and supported the VLR process in a number of countries, as you can see listed here. And then we also provide opportunities for knowledge sharing and sharing of best practices across the region through the various forums that we have. And I will stop there. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sanjibani Shin. Now move to the next presentation by Yokohama Cities. Mr. Takuya Endo, Climate Change Policy Headquarters of Yokohama City, and Ms. Shen Kumazawa, World Horticultural Exhibition Promotion Division, Urban Development Bureau of Yokohama City, will make a presentation regarding the initiatives of Yokohama City on SDGs and decarbonization. Mr. Enzo here served as the head of Totsuka Central Area Zoning Office, director for the City Center Redevelopment, and director of the Minato Mirai 21 Promotion Division of the Urban Development Bureau. He has served in his current position since April this year. Ms. Kumazawa has been working for the World Horticultural Expo since 2018 and contributed to the decision to hold the Expo 2027 in Yokohama. Now, floor is yours.
皆さん、こんにちは。横浜市温暖化対策統括本部で SDGs を担当している遠藤と申します。今日は皆さんに我々の SDGs の取り組みを紹介できるという機会を与えていただいて、非常に光栄に思っているところです。では早速横浜市の SDGs の取り組みにつきまして、説明したいと思います。まず横浜市は2018年に日本の政府から SDGs 未来都市として選定を受けました。でその1年後の2019年に横浜 SDGs デザインセンターというセンターを立ち上げまして SDGs のさまざまな取り組みを進めているところです。でこの SDGs デザインセンターは横浜市だけですと、行政だけの力ではなくて、民間のジョイントベンチャーの知見やノウハウ、それからスピーディーな機動力をマッチングさせることで、より機能的に SDGs を進めようというセンターでございます。でこちらでは SDGs のさまざまな企業からの相談の受付、それからいろんな企業同士の技術をマッチングするような仕組み、それからそのマッチングしたことを思考的なプロジェクトを進めるといったことを進めています。でこちらがそのデザインセンターの写真です。でこの会場と同じみなとみらい地区にありまして、ここから歩いて10分ぐらいのところにございます。でこのような施設の中でいろんな相談の受付ですとか、プロジェクトの打ち合わせを行っておりまして、ここに置いてある家具は、スウェーデンの IKEAさんからリユース、リメイクした家具をご提供していただいています。で SDGs デザインセンターでさまざまな取り組みを施行しておりますが、主にこの経済、それから社会、環境という3本柱を中心に、それらを融合するような形で SDGs を進めています。まず経済の面からいきますと、こちらはプロアイスホッケーチームの折れたスティックをこのようなキーホルダーに再生してチームのグッズとして販売するといった仕組みです。それから環境の面につきましては、間伐材を利用してこのようなウッドストローを作ってプラスチックの削減などにも貢献をしています。それからあと横浜市の中から有志の高校生によるこういう活動、高校生の活動を進めていまして、その高校生が他の都市にも出向いて SDGs を勉強したり、また教え合ったりといったことも進めています。これらの経済、社会、環境、これらが一体的に融合的に進めることが持続可能な取り組みにつながるということで、そのことをデザインセンターを中心に進めています。それからYSDGs の認証という各企業の取り組みを審査をして認証するという仕組みを今進めています。でこの認証することによりまして新たな取引先の拡大ですとか、またその SDGs を進めているということをより対外的に説明しやすくなるという仕組みです。でこちらは環境社会、それからガバナンス、地域活動といった、これらの4項目を軸に30項目について外部的な審査を行って、それで認められたものが認証されるという仕組みです。で認証には3段階、スタンダード、スーペリア、スプリームという3段階ありまして、今合計620社がこの認証を取得しています。この認証を取得したいというモチベーションを与えることで、より SDGs の企業の取り組みも進むことと考えています。で認証を取得したことによるメリットは、先ほどのこういうロゴを使えるといったメリットや、それから横浜市の入札の中で加点されるといったメリットもございます。でその認証を取得した事業者620社にアンケートを取ったところ、 やはり社内での SDGs に関する意識が変わったというのが 75%、それから取得してよかったというのが 96% という結果になっております。で、そういった事業者の方たちを集める交流会とかも行っておりまして、これでいろんなさまざまな新たな取り組みのプロジェクトなども、進めているところです。それから10月には、シティネットの SDGs のアワードで、都市金融賞という賞をいただきました。で、またこの YSDGs が、イノベーション、リーダーシップ、ガバナンスということが評価されたということで、光栄に思っております。また、この SDGs デザインセンター、それから、またこういった YSDGs を進めることで、より一層横浜市の SDGs の取り組みを進めていきたいと思っております。説明は以上です。ありがとうございました。
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kumazawa from the city of Yokohama. I'm in charge of Green Expo. Today, I'm so glad to have this opportunity to introduce Green Expo, which will take place in Yokohama in 2027. Yokohama, the whole city of the expo, is an attractive city with a bustling waterfront and peaceful suburbs with abundant nature. This is a summary of the expo. The class is A1. The venue site is located in Kamiseya, which is 70 minutes from Haneda Airport and around 40 minutes from Yokohama Station by train and bus. The expo will last around 6 months from March 19 to September 26 in 2027. The site area is about 100 hectares, 80 hectares of which will be used for the venue. We expect 15 million visitors, and 10 million of which will be paying visitors. The expo is organized by the Japan Association with the cooperation of the national government, the city of Yokohama, and the business community and others. We are creating the venue in conjunction with land readjustment project and park development project. We plan to start construction in April of next year. After the end of Expo, the majority of the venue will be converted into a park that will carry on the Expo's legacy. Our significance behind hosting the Expo is to present a Japanese model for society that contributes to achieving the SDGs by their target year and beyond, showcasing a green transformation starting from Yokohama. The Expo will be a showcase that will teach and show visitors the significance of green transformation through 6 different fields, including renewable energy and nature-based technology. In order to achieve the SDGs by 2030 and carbon neutrality by 2050, the Expo will be a chance to present nature-based solutions to show Japanese model for achieving the SDGs and the green society from Yokohama to the world. With this in mind, the theme of the Expo is Scenery of the Future for Happiness. We're taking the sort of nature-based design into the venue plan. The venue site includes untouched natural resources such as farmland, fields, and undulating hills. The venue features a nature-based design that incorporates natural resources such as the topography and existing stream, untouched woodlands, and absorption function of greenhouse gases as well. The venue is divided into 3 zones. When you enter from the main entrance, you will see the International Exhibition Zone, and then Symbolic Zone, and the last one is Japan Zone. There are also 5 villages with each unique themes. The organizer and participants will work to create a scenery of the future for happiness through these 5 different themes. I hope that everyone gathered here today, from international organizations and businesses and also city governments, will come together to build the scenery of the expo and lead us in realizing a green society through green transformation and SDGs. We hope you will consider participating in Green Expo and looking forward to seeing you in Yokohama in 2027. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the tour from Yokohama City official. Next, Ms. Nazaria Binti Kamaludin from City of Kuala Lumpur will make a presentation. She has been appointed the first position in Kuala Lumpur City Hall in 1997. After that, she has joined various departments in Kuala Lumpur City Hall, liaised with social management, housing, tourism, and customer service, and now become a champion of administration department in steering SDGs and actively involved in energy efficiency activities for all Kuala Lumpur City Hall's buildings with Malaysian Green Technology and Climate Change Corporation of Malaysia, MGTC.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shiro Hirotoshi, Deputy Mayor, City of Yokohama. Fellow panelists, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. It is indeed an honor to be given for me the opportunity to speak at this platform. I am Nazaria, here to talk on Kuala Lumpur City Hall initiative on localization of SDGs in revitalizing Kuala Lumpur. Ladies and gentlemen, my presentation will follow the outline as shown on the screen. First of all, I would like to introduce you about an introduction of Kuala Lumpur, where Kuala Lumpur begins in 19th century as a tin mining center. Kuala Lumpur grew from a small settlement to become Malaysia's biggest city in 20th century. In 1963, Kuala Lumpur has made as the capital city of Malaysia with its vision to be a world-class, sustainable and livable city for all. Kuala Lumpur's population right now is 1.8 million with 243 square kilometer in land area, and its GDP is at 7.1% per annum. Ladies and gentlemen, Kuala Lumpur is still facing typical urban issues. Some of these issues could have been the result of climate change. The prevailing issues are statutory development plans reaching their time limits, piecemeal developments in certain parts of downtown Kuala Lumpur, imminent traffic congestion during peak hours, flash flood and evident rise in temperature, and also insufficient supply of affordable and public housings. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, Kuala Lumpur City Hall is very serious in looking at permanent solutions to deal with all these unresolved challenges. Sustainable Development Goals, as advocated by the United Nations, are a complete goal to achieve a more sustainable and livable city by year 2030. But the implementation of those SDGs must be universality integrated and must be inclusive for everyone without leaving anyone behind. Kuala Lumpur City Hall will translate all these SDGs, implementing development projects, programs, and of course, in preparing its new statutory development plans. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kuala Lumpur Voluntary Local Review reflects the dedication of Kuala Lumpur City Hall to champion the people and implement the sustainable development goals in the city. Viewing the SDGs as an excellent opportunity to enhance collaboration among the residents, stakeholders, and relevant entities, Kuala Lumpur initiated effort to popularize the SDGs by developing the Kuala Lumpur SDG City Roadmap in 2030, Roadmap 2030 in 2021. Where this roadmap crafted in collaboration with various stakeholders, including the business community, school children, youth, marginalized groups, and relevant government agencies, serve as a strategic guide. Ladies and gentlemen, the involvement of these diverse parties has established Kuala Lumpur City Hall to identify priority actions and programs for mobilizing and implementing the SDGs in the city. Ladies and gentlemen, the alignment of the SDG indicators at Kuala Lumpur City Hall is evident in the incorporation of the 17 SDGs into the draft goal of the Kuala Lumpur Structure Plan 2040, the draft Kuala Lumpur Local Plan 2040, the Kuala Lumpur Low Carbon Society Action Plan 2030, and the Kuala Lumpur Climate Action Plan 2050, as well as other development plans serving as guides in Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur City Hall's commitment to promoting and implementing the Sustainable Development Goals and the new urban agenda is also demonstrated through Kuala Lumpur City Hall's collaboration with the Kuala Lumpur SDG Centre and Kuala Lumpur SDG Centre Digital Twin. These centres serve as effective platforms for sharing information with stakeholders, fostering cooperation, and making a lasting impact on all Kuala Lumpur City Hall efforts in SDGs implementation. Kuala Lumpur City Hall remains highly committed in implementing the SDGs, persistently advocating for a sustainable, livable, resilient, exclusive, and happy city for all citizens. Here, ladies and gentlemen, Kuala Lumpur has identified 6 high-impact SDG projects to highlight, aiming to demonstrate pioneering solutions and build capacity in the city. These projects are emphasized due to their focus on empowering local communities and employing a bottom-up approach to achieve the 2030 agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, the table shows in the slide present the findings of the analysis conducted on the Kuala Lumpur City Hall ecosystem encompassing 17 Sustainable Development Goals with 169 indicators. Among these, SDG 11, 3, SDG 12, and SDG 2 emerged the most closely aligned with projects, programs, and initiatives in Kuala Lumpur City Hall. Conversely, the SDG 5 and SDG 14 exhibit the least coordination with the ecosystem in Kuala Lumpur City Hall. The Kuala Lumpur Voluntary Local Review Report has identified 8 Sustainable Development Goals to be prioritized, where these goals are SDG 1, SDG 2, SDG 3, SDG 8, SDG 9, SDG 11, SDG 14, nevertheless, SDG 17. Ladies and gentlemen, as the capital of City of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur is the center for business, seat for national and regional offices, and international headquarters for multinational companies, where Kuala Lumpur is also center for education and culture. The Mayor of Kuala Lumpur is committed to transform the city of Kuala Lumpur to be truly a sustainable and livable city. These commitments can be seen from the following slides. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, the preparation of the new 2040 Statutory Development Plan. These plans regulate all developments in the city. The preparation of these new plans must make it ready for adoption at the beginning of the year 2024. The preparation of these development plans is taking into consideration the needs of everyone. These plans support the principle of inclusivity, and the plan's vision is city for all. Yes, of course, Ladies and gentlemen, it is the SDGs Future City. Kuala Lumpur City Hall has just completed revitalized the neglected Gombak River, where this project is translating SDG 7, SDG 13, and SDG 14 that is live below water and can be seen on the screen. From this project, adjacent land owners get direct benefit in terms of increased land value, flourish business, and attracts many visitors. Besides that, ladies and gentlemen, a year 45 years old Titiwangsa Lake Gardens has just completed its upgrading. Now, it's attracted many visitors. In addition, the upgrading of these lake gardens has created new opportunities for businesses, new potential for redevelopment of old nearby residential areas. Some sites in downtown Kuala Lumpur, ladies and gentlemen, we're still having old flats with very small unit size for living. It is about 34 square meters with a single bedroom. By Kuala Lumpur standard, I think, and we think too, these houses are no longer livable. As such, with the public-private partnership scheme, the Razak mentioned public housing of 50-year-old have been redeveloped and completed 1 year ago, where this scheme offered the former flat owners a free 3-bedroom units apartment with 80 square meters in size, where, ladies and gentlemen, this newly completed residential complex is equipped with modern public facilities and amenities. Kuala Lumpur City Hall in 2015 has gathered its first low-carbon society blueprint. Its target is to reduce carbon emission in Kuala Lumpur by 70% by 2030. To achieve the ambitious target, Kuala Lumpur City Hall, among other things, has put up a serious commitment to change the conventional power to solar energy. And thus, Kuala Lumpur City Hall has collaborated from many various agencies in Malaysia, such as TMG and SEDA Malaysia, where Kuala Lumpur has an abundance of solar. TMG and SEDA is helping Kuala Lumpur City Hall to analyze 3,000 units of its building, the possibility to convert to solar energy. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, Kuala Lumpur City Hall has taken various measures to reduce carbon emission in the city, such as adopting administrative measures, installing energy efficient equipment, replacing with LED street lights and LED, and also as well using building-proof rooftop for solar farm. So as a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, Kuala Lumpur City Hall is serious and committed to implement all the sustainable development with the tagline, leaving no one behind. As such, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nazaria binti Kamaluddin from Kuala Lumpur. Next, Mr. Lim Min Tian, Vice Director of Department of Planning and Investment, Da Nang City, will make a presentation. Since he couldn't attend this session today, his video presentation will be introduced. He served as a Vice Director of the Da Nang City Center for Promotion of Human Resources Development and Vice Director of the Da Nang Investment Promotion Agency in the Da Nang City People's Committee. He has served in his current position since 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen attending ASEAN Smart City Conference today, let me introduce myself. I'm Lim Term, Vice Director of Da Nang Department of Planning and Investment. I'm going to introduce Da Nang's initiatives for sustainable development and voluntary local review. Da Nang is one of the 5 biggest cities in Vietnam, the population of nearly 1.2 million people. Da Nang City has set the development orientation to 2045 as developing Da Nang into a major ecological and smart city, a center of entrepreneurship, innovation, and a coastal city worth living in Asia. It's based on three main pillars: marine economy, high-tech industry, tourism, and high-quality services. This slide shows Da Nang city policies and strategies for sustainable development. We had 10-year master plan, city plan for the period of 2021 to 2030, vision toward 2050. Under the master plan, we developed 5-year socio-economic development plan. In the latest socio-economic development plan, for the period of 2021 to 2025, we integrated the 71 key performance indicators into the SDGs. We also developed thematic plans for sustainable development shown here, such as low carbon development action plan, circular economic action plan, and urban development program. We have various kinds of thematic plans which cover environmental aspect, economic aspect, as well as social aspect. As explained, Da Nang City has been working for sustainable development. This year we decided to conduct voluntary local review. The objectives of Da Nang VLR are to visualize the initiatives of Da Nang that are currently implemented and planned in line with SDGs for consideration of next actions and for acceleration towards the city's sustainability, and to utilize the result of VLR as communication tool with relevant stakeholders, including local and international partners. Da Nang would become the leading local government for SDGs and VLR in Vietnam, and we could expand our experiences to other local governments for sustainable development in Vietnam. Regarding the implementation structure established for Da Nang VLR, our department DBI lists VLR in Da Nang in collaboration with other relevant departments and stakeholders in Da Nang City, and we will get our own support from Yokohama City. Since 2013, Yokohama City has cooperated with Da Nang and conducted various projects for energy, seaport development, and environment and sanitation, and so on. We renewed the cooperation framework between Yokohama City and Da Nang City for the period of 2023 to 2025, and one of the contents are SDGs and VLR. Since Yokohama City has already done first VLR in 2021, they will share their experiences and support on analyzing our initiatives in line with SDGs. In addition to that, we have been starting to dialogue with ESCAB for support on our VLR. This slide shows the roadmap of Da Nang's VLR that currently developed based on process shown in the ESCAB's guideline. We have discussed the methodology that fits on our status. We are going to conduct a simple VLR which can be utilized for consideration of our necessary actions, and collaboration with relevant stakeholders. We will review the city master plan and to mapping them in line with 17 SDGs. The target plans to be reviewed will be 10-year overall city plan, 5 years socio-economic plans, and other important thematic plans, such as low carbon development action plan and the circular economy action plan. As for the indicators to be analyzed, we have already set key performance indicators in line with SDGs integrated into the 5-year socio-economic development plan in the period of 2021 to 2025. We are going to analyze the process of SDGs. In addition, we will review more in detail for the prioritized goals through discussions with the relevant departments in charge. In parallel, we will analyze our stakeholders and consider their engagement plan. In the process of VLR, we will utilize the several workshops such as Da Nang Urban Development Forum will held in January 2024 to have dialogue with stakeholders. We will request Yokohama City for peer review as well. Then we will report the result of VLR. This slide shows our currently analyzed results of mapping the 10-year city planning and major thematic plans related to sustainability with SDGs. There are 9 plans under 10-year city planning, including social infrastructure development plan, plan for water resources management, and plan for response and combat to natural disasters and climate change. Each plan we develop several initiatives planned to conduct for 10 years. Continuously, we are analyzing major thematic plans related to sustainability development. We could find that we have covered all goals except Goal 10, reduce inequalities. We will analyze the mappings more in detail. In parallel, we will collect data and information to assess the process of each goal and key performance indicators. We will do our best to carry forward for VLR with support of Yokohama City. We are also welcome any feedback from all of you in the CITYNET session today, and we are looking forward to reporting you about the result of our VLR at our next opportunities. That was a brief outline of the readiness of Da Nang City for implementing the VLR. Thank you for your attention and see you all in Da Nang City in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. That was Mr. Lamin Cheong from Da Nang City. Now move to Japan. Next presenter is Mr. Naoki Ishii, President of Ishii Zoen Landscape Co., Ltd. With its management philosophy of through its corporate activities, the Ishii Zoen Landscape aims to be a company that shares happiness. The company is developing its management based on CSR, focused on community contributions. Mr. Ishii, please.
はい。まずはこのような機会を頂戴いたしまして心から感謝をいたします。本当にありがとうございます。地元横浜でですね、造園工事業を営んでおります石井造園の石井と申します。造園工事業とはどんな仕事かというと、インドアに対するアウトドア、インテリアに対する一歩表に踏み出したエクステリアの世界 の環境を良くすることが私の仕事でありまして、汗とわずかばかりの技術力を駆使し、公園や街路樹、また庭の草刈りをやったり、お庭を作ったり、そういうカスタマイズした一点物をお届けしているのが私の仕事であります。外で働く者といたしまして大変ですね、数値でお示しするよりも確実に暑さを感じておりますし、秋の短さは風の色やまた虫のささやきにより、なんとも短い秋だなということを感じている一人であります。これ、これ。国内でですね、日本国内で2番目に B コーポレーションの認証を受けている会社であります。ちょっとだけ自慢であります。永続的地域企業を目指す石井造園にとりまして、未来のために今何ができるか、そして何をしなくてはいけないかというのは、本当に課題でございまして、それに向けた動きをしっかりとやっているつもりでやっていこうと決意しております。どのぐらいの企業規模なのか。売上は年間2億7000万から3億円ぐらい。私の父が起業し、私は2代目の社長でございますので、生まれた年の企業でございますので、私と同い年の57歳、57期になる会社です。社員は全員引っかき集めても15人というところでございまして、男女の比率はちょっと女性が少ないですね。もっともっと改善の余地があるところでございます。このぐらいの事業規模の会社ではありますが、教育や人権、豊かなまちづくり、水や CO2 のこと、気候変動に向けていろいろな取り組みをさせていただいております。SDGs を通して世界に貢献できる可能性があるのです。CO2 の排出量は2011年からホームページを通じて公表しておりますし、2015年からはスコープ1、2と3の一部、上流の一部ではありますが、計量したものに対して、オフセットをしております。私がこの時間で伝える役割といたしましては、身近なことであるならば、誰でもできる、だって石井造園でもできているからねっていうことをお伝えして、すぐに始めていただくようなことを皆さんと共有していきたいというふうに思っております。もともと地域貢献に軸足を置いた CSR ありきの SDGs の活動でありますから、地域課題を通して地域課題を仕事を通して解決していくようにしています。年間20から30ぐらいの活動があります。石井造園には活動の信条のような合言葉があります。この合言葉を社員と共有しながら、確認をしながら、この活動を展開しております。ついでに無理なく達成感のある活動、ちょっと拍子抜けだなと思うかもしれませんが、ついでというのは、説明をいたしますね。もともと本業を通じた活動であるということ。無理がない、これもちょっと変な言い方をいたしますが、あまりお金と時間をかけすぎないというコミットであります。あまりお金と時間をかけずに、さまざまな課題に広く、浅くはありますが、広く取り組むことによって、多様なるステークホルダーとの出会いが期待できます。達成感、その今日やった活動、小さなガッツポーズが取れるその活動は、社員の満足度にもつながってまいりますし、一人称である私のその活動は、二人称である皆さんと手を取り合いながらやった瞬間に運動に転換してまいります。そして、ブームや、なんつうのかな、流行りで流したくはありませんが、環境であったりとか、人権のことであったり、女性のことであったり、 そういうことを一緒に取り組んでいくことによって、社会的な変革にまでつながる、そのように信じているからであります。代表的な2つの活動についてご説明をいたします。石井造園には、社員初の社員の提案による独自の緑化基金があります。内容はこうです。ちょっと難しいんですけどね、請求書が年間に300枚ぐらい出てまいります。その中の下3桁、1円から999円出るであろう、そのお金をまずは原資として積みます。これも変な言い方をいたしますが、集まっちゃったその金額と同じ金額をさらに石井造園からダブルオンをいたします。一昨年は25万足す25万で50万円をわずかに超える基金を集めることができました。これを小さな緑化活動をしているフラワーボランティアとかですね、公園の愛護会とかそういうところにささやかではありますが、少しずつ、寄付をしております。3万円から5万円、約11、2団体についてご支援をいたしました。パートナーシップ、17番のパートナーシップのゴールのターゲットの17番、課題解決をパートナーシップを持ってやっていこうというところで大きな成果が出ているのは、その支援先の団体がまちづくりの部門で国土交通大臣賞を取ったり、勉強学習の部門で文部科学大臣賞を取ったり、また NHK の朝の特番に取り上げられることによって、アジサイの名所として、地域のとても大切な資源、観光資源になっているということであります。大切なことは、この小さなお金ではありますが、途中で打ち切らないということですね。ずっと継続して差し上げ続けることが大事だなというふうに思っております。どういうことかというと、面倒な申請とかはいらないですし、それから、面倒な報告書もいらないです。活動で楽しい写真が3つぐらい乗っかって、ありがとうございましたというふうに書いてくだされば、それはすなわち報告書。そして来年もよろしくお願いしますって書いたら、それが来年の申請書になる。そのぐらいの軽い気持ちで永続的に伝えて、プレゼントしていくことが大事だなというふうに思っております。いいのかな、これな。次にですね、これかな。次に、これ全部いっちゃう。これでいいや。次にですね、苗木の無料配布というプレゼントをやっております。これ字が間違っております。2001年じゃなくて2007年からでございますね。2007年から16年間、今までに1万飛び800本の苗木をプレゼントしてまいりました。横浜市政で推し進めてまいりました150万本植樹行動というのに、これはいい活動だなと思い、よし、自分でも 1% やってみようと思ったら、なんと1万5000本だったんですね。1万5000本、かなり大変だなと思って、今だに到達できていませんけど、一度決めたことです。ついでに無理のない範囲で少しずつ継続をしております。横浜で開催されるグリーンエキスポに向けて、そこを一つの通過点として、2030年の、ある一定のその目標地点であるところまでに3万本を配るぞというふうに考え、まだ道半ばではありますが、2030年の後もですね、あれ2020年、なんだここら辺こうぐっと上がってるじゃないですか。これはエキスポに向けて気合い入れてやっていこうかなという心意気でございます。そんなことで、その後もですね、4万本、5万本できることなら生涯のライフワークとしてプレゼントし続けるようにしようと思っています。ごめん、もう一個だけ大切なことがですね、これは石井造園として緑をプレゼントしている緑を増やすだけの活動じゃないです。ブルーベリーという低木果樹をプレゼントすることによって、それが開花、結実し、それが色づき、つまびいて収穫に至るまで、その緑の大切さを醸成する、その緑を大切にする心を醸成するために、この活動をやっております。 それ以外にもですね、障害者支援のことであったりとか、フードロスのこと、それから生物の多様性、ゾンエアですからね、生物の多様性とか、いろいろさまざまなことを活動をしております。じゃあね、何のためにこれやっているのっていうと、さっきも小学生の歌、感動しましたね。まさにお伝えをしたいのが、これ何のためにやって、色とりどりの未来からのいいねのためにやっていこうというふうに思っております。読ませていただきます。多様化する価値観が混在する現代社会において、私たちは大和心の礎である万物の一円としての命の尊厳と共生、多様な価値観を受け入れる深き広き心、おかげさまでという言葉から感謝の心を抱き、それにより奉仕の実践、このようなことを念頭に抱き、新種の精神で時代を作り続けることがミッションだというふうに思います。核も信じる、私が生きた今日という日が世界のためになっていることを、できることから皆さんすぐ始めましょう。そして色とりどりの未来からのいいねをいただこうじゃありませんか。自戒の念を込めてお話をさせていただきました。どうもありがとうございます。
Thank you so much, Mr. Naoki Ishii. The following is also from Yokohama. Mr. Noboru Okazaki, Deputy Manager of the Overseas Administration Department, JFE Engineering Corporation, will make a presentation as one of the leading companies for SDGs in Yokohama City. Since April last year, he has been in charge of Overseas Administration Department and responsible for branch management in Philippines and Myanmar, especially in the field of corporate division. Mr. Okazaki, please.
Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Okazaki from JFE Engineering Corporation. Before explanation of my main presentation, let me introduce why SDGs. We, JFE, got newly certified as SDGs Supreme in 2023. So Supreme is highest rank of this certification. Today, I'm proud of making presentation of JFE's knowledge and experiences on behalf of those companies today. I hope my presentation will help to achieve SDGs, decarbonization, circular economy, and so on. So JFE Engineering is one of the operating companies, JFE Holdings, and we have various engineering businesses in global market, such as environment, energy, infrastructure, power producer and supplier businesses, and others. Total revenue is approximately 500 billion JPY for FY 2022. Apparently, our main business is environment sector. For instance, waste-to-energy plants, water treatment plants, so on. So this page shows contributing to the SDGs through our businesses. JFE's businesses are closely related to SDGs for achieving a sustainable society. Among the 17 SDGs, we aim to contribute to 7 goals, with a particularly high relationship to our businesses. In particular, our own businesses can contribute to number 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure, and number 13, climate action. Of course, it also contributes to other SDGs items so much. JFE has many projects in 48 countries around the world. So we believe we have a sufficient influence to global presence. And JFE recognizes a circular economy like this. maximizing usage of infrastructure through use of waste materials, and maintenance and renovation. Based on that, we can expand our contributions to the circular economy and SDGs. I'll introduce specific examples in line with our business fields from next page. This is waste-to-energy plant. This picture is Nerima Waste Incineration Plant, where it's located Tokyo, Japan. This plant is notable for building and operating right next to the residential area. In other words, the function of this plant has very safe and smooth operation. Please let me introduce like this business later in details. This wastewater treatment plant is also environment solution business. We entered the water and sewerage business for overseas market in 1995. This picture is Paranaque wastewater treatment plant, where it's located Manila, Philippines. This natural gas pipeline is energy business example. As a pioneer EPC contractor of high-pressure gas pipelines, JFE has designed and constructed many pipelines. And JFE can also supply LNG plant, fuel storage tank facility, supervisory control system, and so on. This picture is SSWJ gas pipeline, where it's located southern Sumatra, Indonesia. Our infrastructure business has many types of products. In particular, steel bridge is main business in this sector. This picture is cable-stayed bridge for industrial ring road bridge, where is located Bangkok, Thailand. We have manufactured and constructed a large number of cable-stayed bridges, both in Japan and abroad. In recent years, we have focused on the recycling businesses. This picture is food recycle plant. Through this facility, biogas can be generated from food waste, and power can be generated as a renewable energy source. This plant is J Biofood Recycle, where it is here, Yokohama, Japan. In addition, we are supplying a wide range of renewable energy businesses, such as biomass, solar, wind, and geothermal. We believe we can accelerate our contributions to SDGs based on these businesses. Please let me introduce the waste-to-energy plant again. This plant is located here, Yokohama, Kanazawa area. This plant can operate 1,200 tons per day and also has 35 megawatts power generation capacity. How to build this plant? Because JP engineering technology can minimize dioxins, emissions of dioxins and other harmful substances, and also can supply electric power and hot water to local community from this plant. This is our last case of the waste-to-energy plant. This is under construction now. This project is located in Bac Ninh province, where it's located very near from the city of Hanoi in Vietnam. This project will process 500 tons per day municipal solid waste and industrial solid waste. And it also reduces CO2 emissions by more than 40,000 per year with 11.6 megawatt power generation capacity. In addition, this project is financially supported by the Japanese government under the JCM. Why do you think I'm talking about waste-to-energy plant? Because this technology is strong relationship with SDGs. This graphic is contribution to SDGs by waste to energy. This source is made by IGS in 2021. Thank you for arrangement, Ms. Kataoka, at the time. We are proud of this contribution. Let me introduce some example. For instance, number 9, affordable clean and energy, and number 13, climate action. The project reduces GHG emissions by replacing electricity generated by fossil fuel and avoiding methane release from the solid waste. Over 60% of generated electricity is used by the treatment plant itself, and the rest is sold to the grid system. And also, number 17, partnerships for the goals, participating in JCA and collaborating with different stakeholders ensure the diffusion of low carbon and decarbonization technologies and improve the partnership between the government and private sector in both countries. This is the purpose of our company, Just for the Earth. Our mission is to create a safe and secure society to strongly support people's lives and to pass this on to future generations. And finally, please kindly read only big characters. I hope you can read JFE, which is our company name. Please remember it. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noboru Okazaki. Okay, now we're going to take group photos with the presentators and CITYNET members. So all presentators and CITYNET members, please come close to the podium.「ここからは登壇者の皆様とシティネット会の皆様での集合写真の撮影となります。どうぞ皆様、壇上近くまでお集まりください。さあ、そして撮影する側の皆さんもカメラの準備をお願いいたします。The first line is before the podium, and the second line will be on the podium. 1列目の皆様は壇上の前に、2列目以降の皆様は壇上の上にお上がりください。どうぞ皆様、ぜひ隣の方と距離を詰めてお並びください。Please stand closer to your next person.「さあ皆様準備がよろしいでしょうかね。はい、では真ん中のカメラまずご覧ください。Please look at the cameras in the center. The lady raising her hand. さあ皆さんもっと笑顔でお願いします。Smile. Good. The rest is okay. Please raise your hands if you want their eyes. はい。真ん中のカメラ。はい、今手を挙げている女性の方の方をご覧ください。そして続いて、はい、男性の方お願いします。OK。取り残し大丈夫ですかね。後ろの眼鏡の男性の方大丈夫ですか。はい。ありがとうございます。Thank you very much for coming. では席にお戻りください。Please come back to your seat.
で、これ今この時間こちらが一応終わる予定時間に残り。
Now we are setting for the discussion.
20分取ってたんですけど、ちょっとプレゼンが長くなってしまったので、今これが表示しているのが残りの時間になります。
残りの時間っていうのは
ディスカッションをしていただく、進めていただく。7分。大丈夫か。
Okay, now we moved on to the discussion, and Ms. Kataoka will moderate it. She is the Program Director, City Task Force, Institute for Global Environmental Strategies, IGES. Ms. Kataoka is working on city-related projects at the IGES City Task Force, including city-to-city collaboration project for sustainable development between EU and Japan, as well as Japan and other Asian countries. Her recent study focused on localization and follow-up and review at local level of the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yatsuka Kataoka, and from Institute for Global Environmental Strategies, IGES. And then IGES is, the supporting the voluntary local review development in Asian cities and also Japanese cities, and then have a good collaboration with SCAP and then the other like-minded organizations. So that experience has brought me here as a moderator. So thank you very much for the good presentation of the previous speakers. I was very pleased to hear the good lessons and also the experiences from the speakers. They are diverse of the experiences, and I learned a lot from you. So having said that, I have some two main questions today. Related, I want to dig out more about the experience of the voluntary local review or somehow follow-up and review of the SDGs, and also what kind of support can be provided to the cities and then some private sectors who want to facilitate more about SDG implementation, also the follow-up reviews like voluntary local review. So then, first I would like to ask the previous speakers about these questions. And then, before that, I would like to introduce, today we have, in addition to the speakers who has already shared lessons, we have the participants from the Baguio cities, mayors, welcome, and also Colombo and then Santa Rosa. So thank you very much participating this session. So maybe I will ask your comments later on, so please prepare for that. And then having said that, so I would like to ask the first question to the Kuala Lumpur. And then, I was very, impressed by the voluntary local review experiences of Kuala Lumpur. But could you tell us more about the experience of voluntary local review from the perspective of what kind of benefits you got from the voluntary local review processes, or any kind of lessons you want to share with those who want to start voluntary local review? You have 2 minutes,
I think about the VLR, I think everybody here knows what VLR is, which I think I don't need to explain more further because it has already taken by Madam Sanjivani Singh, where she talked very long about what are the benefits of VLR and so forth, which I think everybody knows the importance of that VLR. So I think I will conclude my conclusions of the importance of VLR, because according to Kuala Lumpur City Hall, okay, the VLR is important, okay, to collect data from all the authorities, agencies involved in Kuala Lumpur in sustainable SDGs, okay. Then later, Kuala Lumpur representative will come to discuss and convey the successfulness of this achievement in the international level, in which last year in Korea, in 2023, and the previous last in 2021 in New York. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you asked, what is the benefit? Of course, the collecting data and how to see the progressiveness of the SDGs achievement. Okay, because we know that promoting the SDGs through city networks, starting with VLR. Therefore, the second question of you is about what actually the what? The lesson, not the lesson, I think it's more towards the lesson or recommendation from us, right? So in the next comments, I don't know when, but it may be around the corner or so forth in further years, where based on the existing Kuala Lumpur VLR findings that has taken place, we think that a new format is required. The way of presentation, a new format of presentation is required. Besides that, the participant or the countries present the achievement should be evaluated. And of course, I think the most fundamental one, why not? If these countries who have achieved achievement in that SDGs is giving a credit by those countries, by those relevant countries, okay? Because merit is something that to show achievements of successful, is it? Yes. Maybe my colleagues, any addition of that?
Hello. Hi. Assalamu alaikum. So in addition to that, I think the VLR actually brings people together throughout the process, where at first with the stage of data gathering, and later on we bring other peoples, like from multi-layers stakeholders, like we have the business partners, we have the marginated people. And I think we are progressing towards that, and especially that we also bring the SDG Center together. I think we also have the digital twin, which it really helps in collecting data for monitoring later on. I think the monitoring is actually in process, but at the same time, we are also improvising in certain things like legislation, and aligning with all the SDGs items. Right, thanks.
Okay.
So, Madam, as a conclusion of this, I would like to recommend the next commencement of this VLR. One is the way, the format, new format is required, and evaluation needed, and also give credits to those participants' achievements.
Okay, thank you very much. So we are brought in somehow new perspective, and also the more participation of the multi-stakeholders as SDG as a common languages. So then, yeah, because time is limited, I want to move to the next question to the Mr. Takehashi of the JFE Engineering about the the certifications of the the SDGs, or the any what kind of the impacts brought by that certificate, what is changed inside and outside of this environment of your company.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator Kataoka-san. Actually, we are some very long-time friends for such kind of international conference. But anyway, so good afternoon, all participants. I'm Takahashi from JP Engineering. I'm in person in charge for some public sector's relationship for some global infrastructure market. For some very good question, I'd like to answer mainly the 3 points to answer for your questions. Yes, as my colleague has mentioned, we already got some YSDGs certificate from the city of Yokohama. This YSDG certificate is publicly or some officially demonstrates our contribution to the environmental or social sustainability. I think it will enhance the trust and the reputation among other companies and the stakeholders, both for the JP Engineering ourselves, but also our social infrastructure project, as also my colleague mentioned, which are contributing to the local SDGs for the cities, for your countries. And secondly, recently, we have been approached by companies in our supply chain, for some infrastructure that requires YSDs-like certification. With such kind of certification, the JP Engineering, our company, could have some more opportunities to collaborate with other companies and stakeholders to have a new infrastructure project. Without such kind of new infrastructure project, I cannot have my salary, of course, anyway. Especially, I'd like to mention, additionally, here in Yokohama, obtaining the YSDG certification will add a big evaluation point. It's a very lucky situation for us for some infrastructure project by the city of Yokohama, as Mr. Endo-san mentioned in his presentation. And lastly, sustainability initiatives can also boost employees' motivation in our JP Engineering Corporation. By acquiring the YSDG Supreme, it's the highest level of YSDGs, our colleagues, our employees can take pride in the company's commitment to social responsibilities and become more proactive in their work, in our work. For our company purpose, again, just for the earth. You remember? Just for the earth means JFE, our company name. As my colleague mentioned. Yes, I understand such kind of three points is a very good point for such kind of some SDGs or some of our company's activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Certification will promote the businesses and also the partnerships. Because we have only 10 minutes left, I would like to quickly move to the next question. Recently the voluntary local review implementations, peer-to-peer learning or peer-to-peer review is now getting somehow the trend. And also the Yokohama is now doing the somehow peer-to-peer implementation of the voluntary local review with the Danan. I would like to ask the Yokohama City, maybe Mr. Tomioka, maybe the time is limited. Just could you briefly explain what kind of support you are providing to the NAN, and also, what is the expectation of Yokohama for future cooperation with any other agencies on voluntary local review?
Thank you very much for introduction. My name is Tomioka. I'm working for the city of Yokohama. Regarding the first question, the relationship of Danan and Yokohama, we are partners moving forward to realize sustainable urban development. As Mr. Lee Min-twon of Danan mentioned in the video, we made a memorandum of understanding with Danan in 2013. And since then, the city of Yokohama has supported them for addressing urban challenges. Actually, from 1950s to 1970s, 80s, Yokohama experienced a rapid increase of population growth. And we faced many urban issues, urban challenges, such as traffic congestion, wastewater management, and waste management as well. And we have overcome these urban issues through the detailed urban planning, as well as the cooperation with citizens and local governments, JFE, engineering, such as JFE. So we are now sharing our knowledges and experiences, expertise with in the field of urban development with other Asian cities like Da Nang. And regarding the second question, it's about city-to-city cooperation. I think the most important point is what Honorable Governor Chacha of Bangkok mentioned in this morning session. He emphasized the importance of working together. As for the global issues, global problems such as climate change, we can never solve the problems by ourselves alone. We have to share our knowledge, each other, and work together to make a movement. So let's continue working together for our future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tomioka. And then regarding supports, maybe I would like to escape Sajvani, just a few, just 1 or 2 minutes about what kind of how ESCAP support these cities on the voluntary local review.
Thank you so much, moderator. I think there's 3 key ways that ESCAP provides support. One is around providing normative guidance. So we've developed the regional voluntary local review guidelines, which are available online, and local governments can utilize that to undertake a voluntary local review process. The second way that we provide assistance is through what we call technical assistance. And this includes providing capacity building and training to local government with regard to building greater awareness around the actual benefits of a VLR and how to undertake it. In some situations, obviously, certain local governments approach ESCAP when they require financial assistance, so that is also available. And usually then that financial assistance, when it is provided, can be, we've used it to support the appointment of a local consultant, to support the VLR process, as well as to support stakeholder engagement and workshops and things like that. And then the third key area is really, given that we're an intergovernmental platform with multiple stakeholders, we provide, various events and forums that provide the platform for sharing, knowledge sharing, and the sharing of best practices among different member states, which I think is also a really useful platform. And we also really encourage peer-to-peer learning. So the main platform that, you can showcase your voluntary local review as a member state is the Asia Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development, which usually happens every year around February and March. And then obviously that links up to the high-level political forum. Then we also just had the Asia Pacific Urban Forum, which happened in Suwon, Republic of Korea this October, and that's another platform to sort of share and share knowledge and experiences around the voluntary local reviews. And then the last thing I'd like to say is, obviously the support we provide is on a needs basis, and as we've seen today, there's certain municipalities like Kuala Lumpur that have capacity and are very advanced in this process and don't really require our support. But then what we're finding is there are a lot of secondary cities, that don't have the capacity and require additional support, and a lot of our support is then geared towards secondary cities. But it's really on a needs-to basis, and we cater it to the requirements and the needs of the local authority. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Very practical kind of information for the support, and then yes, and then our institute want to collaborate with ESCAP to support agencies. So today we have the participants from the UNCRD, UN Center for Regional Development, of which offices in Nagoya, and then they are supporting just some local governments on the voluntary local review, and then some indicators development. So, Ms. Izukawa, could you?
Thank you very much, Ms. Kataoka. I'm Masako Izukawa from United Nations Center for Regional Development, based in Nagoya, Japan. And we UNCRD as a project office of Division for Sustainable Development Goals of UNDESA. So we promote the localizing SDGs in Asia, especially in Chiba area in Japan. And regarding the support or collaboration with the private sector, we have a platform for SDG implementation at the local level with multi-stakeholders. So now local governments like SDG Future Cities in Japan and private companies and university and civil societies are joining this platform and working together toward the 2030 agenda. And today I'd like to share just one our activities. We have developed SDG monitoring and evaluation tool for local government in collaboration with private companies and local governments. And we launched monitoring handbooks for local government. And as a result, Toyota City government conducted VLR utilizing this monitoring tool, and they presented it at a high-level political forum in New York last year. And now we are supporting some other municipalities to conduct VLR. And related to this, this September, we have just published a report named Halfway to 2030 Agenda. So this is a report. And the report showed the SDG achievement level of all prefectures and all municipalities in Japan. And also include other characteristics of each region. So this report and our monitoring tool are available on our official website. So I stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your interventions. And then the secretary allow me a few minutes more. And then I would like to ask any other CITYNET members to, for your intervention of the SDGs or voluntary local review, or your expectation for the collaboration was the, any participants, and including Yokohama. Do you have anything? Okay, Sandra. Could you introduce yourself first?
So good afternoon. I'm Ermin Lucina. I'm the city planner of the city of Santa Rosa in the Philippines, and I am attending on behalf of our mayor, Orlin Arcillas. I just want to share, in our city, with regards to SDG localization, we do not have one department actually in charge of promoting and monitoring our SDG accomplishments. So it is done per department level. However, we try to localize SDGs for several years already by conducting yearly orientation on SDGs during our annual planning process in the city, which are attended by department heads. Our goal, specifically the planning office with the support of our city mayor, is to mainstream SDG indicators in our annual plan. The annual plan is the basis of our annual budget. So we know already that if a tag or identified SDG project is budgeted, it gets implemented. So we have this SDG localization at the project level. So with regards to the VLR program, this will help us to finally align all our efforts, improve monitoring and promote local ownership of SDG projects of the city. So allow me to manifest or relay our intention to be trained or capacitated on the VLR strategy. So again, good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very encouraging, the statements. So did you have any other mayors? Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Benji Magalong. I'm Mayor of the City of Baguio, Philippines, and I just would like to inform you that I have one particular takeaway from this special event, especially from the briefing of Ms. Singh. And we were very much interested in undergoing a VLR process, although we are now, all our core agenda, we have about 7 core agenda for the City of Baguio, and we have done our alignment with the SDGs. We're working on our SDG tracker, and this is actually also aligned with the city development program. But unfortunately, we haven't initiated our VLR. So we really appreciate if CITYNET or Ms. Singh or Ms. Isagawa could probably assist us. In fact, I'm already in touch with my staff, telling them to mobilize and take the initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So yeah, you already have an SD tracker, so it's maybe not difficult to start the voluntary local review. And then maybe time's up. So I would like to somehow I'd like to conclude this discussion. We hear a lot of the encouraging statements from the city governments, and then also hear the lessons. And then I would like to say that the voluntary local review or follow-up review process is not a difficult task. So as the SCAP colleagues mentioned, there is a lot of different levels of the capacity and also the levels of progress of the SDGs. So maybe you can start from what you can do. So maybe small steps makes difference. So the Ishii-san mentioned, somehow, the small steps and the small sense of accomplishment make somehow self-confidence, So it is very important, and I think that spirit is very important for SDG implementations. So so please patterning each other's, and then learning from each other's, and then takes a small step together for making colorful future. Thank you very much. So having said that, I would like to conclude the discussion, and I hand over the microphone to the MC.
Thank you very much for sharing your experiences, views, and information. Now we come to the end. Ms. Rumi Kurita, head of the CITYNET Yokohama Project Office, gives closing remarks.
シティネット会員の皆様、関係機関の皆様、市内企業の皆様、ご臨席の皆様、本日はご多忙のところ、2時間にわたるシティネット SDGs 分科会セミナーにご参加いただき、誠にありがとうございました。各国からこのセミナーに、この会場で約80人をお迎えすることができ、大変嬉しく感じております。本セミナーの主催者一同を代表し、皆様に心より感謝を申し上げます。スピーカーの皆様、またディスカッションを盛り上げていただきましたモデレーターの IGS の片岡様、皆様、非常に有益なプレゼンテーションとご助言をありがとうございました。今回のセミナーでは、市民・民間セクターも含め、行政とさまざまなセクターとの協力によるSDGs 推進の必要性や重要性が改めて認識されました。2つの民間企業の取り組みもご報告いただきありがとうございました。また、都市における VLR の重要性にも言及され、それぞれの都市の特性や状況に合わせた VLR が報告されました。今後、シティネット会員都市での VLR 策定が進み、SDGs 達成に向けた取り組みが一層拡大し、加速化されることを期待しております。さらに、本日午前中に行われた脱炭素に向けた横浜宣言においては、シティネット会員都市からも賛同の意が表明され、脱炭素化社会の実現に向けた都市間の相互連携の重要性にも言及されました。 複雑化、多様化する都市課題に対し、SDGs の誰一人取り残さない、Leave No One Behind の理念のもと、今後もシティネットの会員、関係者との協力関係を大切にして、共に発展していきたいと思っております。本セミナーを含め3日間のワイシップの活動の中で、皆様にとって非常に有意義な議論やネットワーキングが展開され、SDGs の取り組みを共有すると同時に、ここ横浜での出会いから新しい取り組みやコラボレーションが生まれることを願っております。最後に、また来年、ここ横浜で皆様にお会いできることを楽しみにしております。シティネット会員の皆様、関係者の皆様のますますのご健康、そしてますますのご発展をお祈りいたしまして、私からの結びのご挨拶とさせていただきます。Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rumi Kurita. And thank you very much for all the participants. I'd like to wrap up this session. And before the closing, we have a favor for all participants. Please take a moment to fill out the questionnaire for today's session. From the question, there will be the two-dimensional code will be shown in screen, the one and the same one in your handout. I would appreciate if you fill it out. And thank you again very much for your time today.